Hello everyone, and welcome back to a space, well, I say welcome back to, it's probably one of my first Space Engineer tutorials. Today we're taking a look at tank building. Now you'll see I've got a kind of big tank here and a little tank to the left. These little tanks are kind of what I've seen most commonly in Space Engineers, just very small, very simple, like, you know, when custom turrets kind of started, this is kind of what the community started kicking out. And although these are pretty nippy and pretty good, they're small and kind of get done in one shot, which doesn't make them useful because everyone knows that one shot's a turret and it's basically toast. As well as that, one shot to the bodywork and you've immediately got, you know, your wheels flying off and all sorts of problems. So although these tanks are very good and very useful at times, they are very situational. Like, I feel like you would see a lot of these on the official kind of servers, but they're just not great. And I mean, this is kind of, despite putting like artificial mass blocks in and all sorts of armor, small grid, small tanks like this can only get you so far. And I mean, as great as this tank is, I do love this tank. It is pretty like, I wouldn't say a paper mache, but like, yeah, as I said, a couple of shots and it's down. And especially since that now, with, in my experience, a lot of ground battles that factions fight, I'm mainly actually using air power and flying in with corvettes. Tanks don't really have a use besides like anti-air, at which point they just immediately get shat on because of missiles and various other problems. Which brings me to this. This is actually mine. That was built by DayGame22. Absolutely great builder. He builds some of the most brilliant things. But annoyingly, he doesn't post them on a workshop. But, you know, he was kind enough to share some of his designs with me, and they're honestly, they're always really nice and really well detailed. But I digress. Coming back to this is the Otter class tank, built by me, with some help from Hunter, who is an amazing tank builder, and kindly shared some tips with me on basically how best to build your tank. So the way this works is just it's a kind of small grid gone large. It's basically kind of how it is. Got our little cockpit in there, which is well protected, all rigged up to a custom turret. Oh flip! I know what I've done. I've turned the AI on the controller on. Where's the controller gone? Custom turret controller, AI off. There we go. Sometimes it can be a bit fiddly when you turn the AI off and you're trying to move it around. There we go. Ta-da! So, very simple, very kind of, I would say very simple, but bits of it aren't. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off today with doing the actual kind of bottom main section of the tank. And this is only meant to be a kind of light tank. It's quite fast and agile, but I put the biggest gun on it I could, so it can go toe-to-toe with the bigger tank. Now, bear in mind that what will classify your tank class will be based both on the weapon pack you're using, so I'm using AWP, but, you know, if you want to use like battle cannons or anything else, then just bear that in mind. For the purposes of this tutorial, we are going to go back to the vanilla weapons. Now, the tank classification here we're just going to use is we're just going to very simply go with building a main battle tank, because that's probably what a lot of you are going to want. Let's designate the front as here for now, which means that the wheels are going to be here. Right, so the wheels I like to use are the short 5x5. I'd very simply just build a block like this, however long you want to do it, and then just, ooh, would help if I placed it the right way up. That, I don't even know if that's the right way up, hang on. There we go. Got there in the end. So what you want to do is you want to place them all 4 apart. Like so. Oh, flip that. There we are. Now, obviously, this will make your tank like an even number length. So what you can do is you can put one, if you want to, you can put one, an extra kind of gap, one block in the middle. I don't like to do that because it creates like a weird kind of gap with your tank, and I just don't really like that idea. But anyway, as you can see here, this has only got 3 wheels, and then in the middle, and then just the back, and a raised back one and a raised front one to give it a kind of more tank thing to feel. With here, we're going to go with 5 in the middle and 2 raised ones at each end. Now, next step will be we're just going to do the sides while we're here, and then we're going to do the undercarriage, because the undercarriage is important. But side-wise, all you want to do is go out however many you want. I like to do 4. Equally, you can do more, you can do less. Yeah, and then we'll kind of do the bodywork in the same way as this, apart from the ends. We'll be leaving the ends till later, but oh wait, no, I should have gone out fine. There we are. Now, what you want to do here is you want to look at where the 2 blocks in the middle for this end, particularly this end. You want to look for where the 2 middle blocks are, then do a line of slopes here and a line of slope here, and then we'll do the same on this end, just very simply line of slope and line of slope. Now that is important. Okay, and now in here we are going to just, on this side, we are just going to take off the bodywork just so you can see how I've done it here. And so it's just a little easier to copy if you're doing a smaller kind of tank setup. Oh, you've just messed that up. We'll just put that back. There we are. So if you're doing a smaller tank setup, this is sort of how it should look. But it doesn't really differ that much when you're doing a bigger tank. Because if I just show you, we do there of heavy armor, there of heavy armor, there of heavy armor, there of heavy armor, then very simply like this, going across, and then you just do 4 across, like so, and we'll just do the same here. Ooh, whoops, yeah, remember to, while you be very careful with these to get them placed correctly. In fact, you can just go all the way across, like so, and then just put, now just put all of these in here to act as mud guards and just protection between your wheels. As well as this, like, you don't have to do this because this will be mostly covered up by the actual protection we're going to place in front of it. However, I think it is just good to do, just to give it that extra bit of protection. Plus it just looks like aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, there we are. This can also basically just give you a good idea of just how much ground clearance you should have as well. But first, before we even do that, we're going to go and configure the wheels. So just going to group all of these wheels. There we are. Now, your steering angle, 15 degrees. Okay, power to 100%, strength to 35, height up set negative, friction 100%, and speed at your discretion. I like to leave mine where it is, just because that round stops at around 55 or so, 60, and you generally shouldn't push it over that. And yes, these tanks are capable of that. Oh hey, we've got, I didn't know if there were propulsion and steer override, but yeah. Anyway, I'll just leave this here just so you can pause and note the settings. But yeah, I just like to turn show the shows off just to make the UI a little cleaner. And now that we've got that height offset, everything all done, and we come to the underneath. all we have to do basically is, you can see here that below this mudguard we've only got 1 and a half block. And you see here we've got we've got 2 blocks, so we are going to kind of keep that to an extent, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to take off this underlayer. Now, the way I'm going to do it is I'm very simply going to add layers back on, because I like to do kind of an almost, I guess, ring kind of shape around the tank, but and you'll see what I mean in just a second. But anyway, I also like to kind of take that off there and there for now, so we can actually get some of the slope of the actual tank started. So the way I'm actually going to do this is I'm just very simply doing this. Yeah, and remember as well to have mirror mode on so you do both sides. Just double check as well any blocks aren't messed up. That's good. And then I'm going to do... Oh, no, I don't wish to respawn. Then I'm going to do the same along here. And then we're going to put a heavy armor half block along the middle. So if we come to the altar example, you'll see that I've kind of got a line going, almost a ring going on all the way along kind of this section of the tank. And it just kind of goes over on the top. And I kind of just like that effect on my tank. So you can kind of choose to do this, or you can kind of skip that protective feature, but I like it, so I'm doing it. So as well as that, the way you should kind of start off is by sort of doing a slope here, and that way, and then you can just join up the rest very neatly here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly grab the kind of angles here, there, and there, and it means we can cover this up to a certain degree. Now if we go to a new toolbar, and we'll just go get these corner sections. And you can really just kind of very easily merge it in using a new block. Oh, whoops. That should not be going there, should it now? Right, yeah, we can put another one in. And get that off. And that block there. And now here, it's kind of important, because you don't want it sloping too much out of yet, you want to do this. In fact, I've just realised I've built that whole assembly a little too far back, because you want it to slope just if it comes to like the edge where you still want this protected. So, we're just going to go another couple of blocks and then start maybe start going, yeah, so you want a block like that there so you can better do the slope. There we are. And now we can go like this, and like this. Obviously, there are a million different ways you can do approaches like this, so it's going to be very much up to you as to how you do it. There we go. Oh, no, that's the wrong kind of block. There we go. And now we can do these blocks. and where's the transition block? There it is. There we are, and then there we are, and that. And now what we can do here is we can immediately do something like this. Oh, not that. Wanted this. There we are. Now, the reason we're doing this is to basically just give it a lot of ground clearance so the tank doesn't get stuck. And now we can then use this to make the front slope go up. But, yeah, as well as that, the way I kind of prefer to do the back is I make it a little more kind of rough. The way we're going to do it is we're going to do something like this. We'll have it come even further out. Just realised that's slightly wrong. There we go. There we go. Voila. Now we can just do the side bit. There we are. So, you know, as you can see, if we take a look at the back here, I just very simply do... Oh yeah, I prefer to use these to make it kind of almost steeper slope, and then it just goes basically just straight up. So if I just show you this, yeah, we've forgotten to do the next section of this, which is literally just carrying on the slope. So with this, yeah, kind of, I prefer to do like 2 down just to give you more, just to kind of give better clearance, really. Equally, you can go further down if you want, just bear in mind of how it will affect the actual back wheel. But, and honestly, making it like this, I generally find it quite a safe kind of bet, because it just still looks backwards, kind of like a tank, while maintaining practicality. Because, you know, you want to kick ass and look cool doing it. But yeah, as we can see, that's that, and we come over to the same way. I think that looks a little undefended from the back. You can always make it lower, but it won't be, it'll look better when you put the armor back on. And then here, it won't take much editing for us actually just to do this. And there we are, you see. And, you know, if you come to this, you can immediately just branch it straight into a line like that and just have it go up. I think I actually came out a bit too far. Oh, I accidentally used light armor there as well. Anyway, we'll leave it like that. For now, height-wise. But side-wise, what we'll do is we'll just very simply just kind of carry on our design here. But, oh, that's the wrong corner. Always make sure you get the right blocks. Here we go. Voila! And then we can kind of keep going up like this. If we get the corner block, you can immediately see this all kind of slots in very well. And then for this side, the way you want to do it is just we'll use even these blocks again. And there we go. So that little portion done. We'll just very simply do same on the other side. But we can put these blocks in to make sure it looks seamless. There we go. And now, as usual, we can just go this, and this before going this and this. And then just put the block in there. And there we are. Now, the way you want to continue the back is we will actually leave that because we've got to rig up the connector. But you can carry along the same kind of route of this if you really want to. Equally, you can do a more unique design. And then for the back of this, just very simple. You can just do a line like that. Or in fact, no, this goes lower, doesn't it? So what we'll do is we'll cut this layer. We'll do a... No, in fact, we'll do a layer... how best to do this? We'll do we'll do a layer like that. And just join this up. And then we'll do a... I think it's this. We'll do that. Yeah, that'll work. Equally as well, if you think this looks too almost too slanted in the middle, what you can do is you can just take off this front section here and maybe flatten it out. It's really up to you. But I'm just wondering whether I should do that actually. I kind of think I should. I think it'll look better. Just because I think it'll work. Oh, whoops. Let's have a look. Yeah, you know what? I think that looks better. And that'll probably work a little better with the design as well. Because then I can do this. Well, I can do almost that. I can do that, and that. And then I can do... where's the heavy corner? There it is. Heavy corner block. And then you can... perfect. I think I already have the block. Yeah. And then you can do that. And that looks very nice. And then we can just go to the back. And we can basically do an approach like this. How best to do this? Better the blocks of that. Is it the transition base? I think it might be. Yeah? In fact, I feel like the corner block, this kind of corner tip, will work better here. Yeah, I kind of like that. But now you can immediately see that we've got the... oh, what's happening on that wheel? I believe I may have placed that wheel upside down. Oh dear. Okay, let's put the system back the way it was. And we'll kind of see what we have to do about the wheel. we'll yeah, that's the right one, yeah, and that's front, so yeah. Yeah, wheel cannot be placed. Ah. Okay, well, again, this is why you should watch your mirror mode and just pay attention to what goes on. So we're just gonna take these off and we'll go to the control panel and try and add the wheels back on. That didn't work. Let me guess, I'll have placed them the wrong way, won't I? Yeah. Yeah, that would be why. There we go. Now, if you're worried about just the naming of the wheels, we can fix that. Literally, we can fix that using a rename script. It's not going to be too much of a problem. And I will kind of show you how those scripts work later on when we come to the end. I like to leave all renaming to the end, just because it's easier. But there we are. I've now done this. I just realised that's the centre line. And yet that looks off. Why does this... Because this wheel's also decided to break. Okay, right, this is getting a bit ridiculous. We're just going to turn mirror mode off. And we're just going to take this off. Right. Apparently, mirror mode can only help you so far. So we're just going to grab the left block. Wheel cannot be placed. Oh, of course not. Hit the other way up. There we go. Right. Right wheel. Wheel cannot be placed. There we go. Problem solved. That took way too long. Right. Now we can just do... Whoops. There we are. And we can just slot the mirror mode. Oh, no. There we go. Mirror mode back on. Yeah, we want to do this. There we go. And now when it comes to the underneath bit, what we want to do is... where's the block? There it is. Went past it. There we go. There we go. Voila. And now that nicely as well leads us into the ability to make this quite a simple slope. And then what you can do is as I said here, like, I think, you know, you can do a slope like this, or equally you can just... How you do the slope kind of is up to you, really. Because you don't have to take the kind of this approach that I did. You can absolutely just do something like this to make the front a little kind of more flat and more aggressive, especially if you're kind of going for battering ram, or you can make it a little more kind of tapered and interesting by doing something like this. But I think what I'm going to do... Hang on, I've just realised that. I haven't gone low enough on this. That I kept thinking, it looks a bit weird. Why does it look weird? Oh. Watch out for the shrapnel you drop. But yeah, I kept thinking it looked weird. There we go. yeah, I probably think I'm going to go for a similar approach that I took last time, in the sense that I did that and then went with the kind of this approach, and that way you can go straight into just a simple slope and you can keep going. At which point you've then got to be kind of interesting along the sides as to where you actually where you go with it, as you can see there. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to basically just keep taking this along a similar vein, really. And you know, if we just move this across, you can immediately see that kind of works quite well without branching out too much, because that's the thing you kind of want to watch, is that it doesn't branch out that far. Now, I reckon I'm going to do one more, then I'll do something like this, so that's almost directly in the center, and then yeah, it'll head back to this. So now you've got to watch of how you kind of join these up so they almost look a little more natural. So what I'll do is, first way we're going to do this is we're just going to continue what we've done previously, in the sense that we'll just do this block, then do this, do that there, and we'll kind of almost carry on just to see how it looks, and then we'll make changes and additions as well as remove stuff as we kind of go. But equally, you may get it right first try. You just don't know. Oh. That's gone somewhere. I know not where. There we go. Oh, wrong block. Voila. And I think that almost looks bang on, just for the fact I feel it's maybe one block too far forward. Which would mean shifting this whole assembly one block back. Which I'm not entirely sure we need to do that. Do we? Can we shift this whole assembly one block forward? I reckon you can. No, you couldn't, because that will immediately clash with that. Never mind. Let's take this off. Well, there we go. Yeah, because I reckon now moving it one block back would kind of ruin some of it. So, in fact, yeah, I'm going to leave it how it is. Now, when it comes to the other side, you know, we just very much... Oh, not the control menu. Very much just do the same kind of copying. Like this, and like so. There we are. Now, when it comes to like looking at this, you may think it looks a little odd, or just a bit kind of bland. But don't worry, because we're gonna sort the greeble in a second. Right, so I have a slight break in recording while we were talking about greeble to go back and actually get some food, and I come back and the game's crashed. So I'm not entirely sure when this jump cup is gonna come out, but we're just gonna continue on, really. I don't think we're too far back of where we were. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of continue where we left off with doing this bit. Nope. I hate it in Space Engineers when the music has just a random bit of like, it just cuts out for no reason or just stops. Like, can you make it so the music actually does flow a little more? Because sometimes I'm just playing, you know, in a fight, it does like the battle music and then suddenly it just cuts out, and I'm just like, is this a game glitch or is this just keen bugging? But yeah, oh, whoops. Anyway, so firstly, the thing I like about having these sorts of things here is what you can immediately do is, firstly, you can have spotlights on the front, which immediately make it look better. And then if we have the where is it? I had it earlier. Where is it? Is it the half slope heavy corner? There we go. And the half slope itself, what we can do is we can actually make cool little headlamp features which are like this. And I think that looks great. And now if we go to this, there we are. And now, how best to do this? I think the best way about actually... Oh, no, I don't wish to respawn. Is doing something like this. So you do actually get some kind of slope, maybe? Or how did I do it there? Oh, I kind of did it in the same way. But one way to make it look a little different, if you can, is start actually doing it a little further forward. Just to add a bit more difference to the actual, tank itself. So we can do it like this. And honestly, I think this may look better. No, I don't wish to respawn, thank you game. Yeah, there we are, I think that looks good. And then we can do this. And just start getting the actual base of the tank kind of done. And now, the only other thing that I want to do is run this all the way along to the end here. However, we don't really need to do that yet because we don't quite know how high the tank is going to go. So all I'll really do is I'll just start it off by doing this. Now, when it comes to Greeble, I'm aware it is video is getting a little long, but just quick thing with Greeble is there are a bunch of just kind of simplistic things I can just start doing. So for example, with this section, you can literally just cut out these and either put like lights on, or even just put a little colour just in there. And immediately, it doesn't take much away from the design, it makes it a little more interesting. And yeah. And then the other kind of thing you can do is, as we've shown kind of on the back here, and that is just lights actually go a long way. And because it's a bigger tank, I'll extend the lights a little more than I did on the other one. And I mean, there's a range you can use. Some people like using those kind of offset lights, which I think are quite cool. But yeah, if we can just literally set the radius to 1 and set the colour to like max red, and then we'll just call them rear lights. And then as soon as we put a battery on, well, I mean, we don't even need to. They look quite nice already, don't they? And then you know, on the front, we can do something as simple as just having a grille, like by doing I believe it's girders. Oh, I don't have the girder block. Okay, well you can use the girders, and you can also use blast doors to immediately just start kind of greebling from. You see? That makes it look a little more interesting. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make it slightly smaller. Oh, I've used the wrong colour there. Should have been using a darker grey. But that is the other thing, and that is if you look down here, you've got stuff like war-torn armour from the DLC, you've got like rusty armour, you've got the neon kind of armour, you've got plastic armour, and you've also got digital camouflage and like disco armour and that sort of thing, frozen armour. And I mean, a lot of it you can just apply to the tank depending on where you are. But if we go for like plastic armour, you can immediately see this adds a ton of greeble just to the smooth surface without you really having to try. But this can be a nice way to do it. Personally, I prefer clean armour. Oh, yeah, but bear in mind just when you're repainting and reskinning your tank, just remember to have like repaint off. Anyway, these are just a couple of tricks you can do. I'll be sharing more in the next episode, but for now I think we're going to leave it here. So I want to say thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!